when the saints go marching in.
Vox Fidei brings you into the inner life of the Word made flesh. Father Chris guides us in the lives of the saints in Saintly series.
Welcome! It's Saintly series. Today, 24th of July, we celebrate Saint Charbel. Born Joseph Mauron Markhlouf, Saint Charbel was born in 1828 in Beka Kafra, in the northern part of Lebanon. He was raised by an uncle because his father, who was a mule driver, had died when he was only 3 years old. He grew up in a Christian home, which gave him a strong passion for prayer. Following his two hermit uncles, he went to the hermitage of St. Antonius, a monastery there, where he took up the monastic life. At the age of 23, Joseph Markhlouf joined the monastery of St. Maron at Anaya, Lebanon, and took the name Charbel in honor of a 2nd century martyr he had so admired. He professed his vows in 1853 and was ordained 6 years later. Saint Charbel led an exemplary life of holiness as a hermit, praying and worshipping God all the days of his life. He died from a stroke on the 24th of December 1898 after spending 23 years at the SS Peter and Paul Hermitage as a monk. Few months after the death of Saint Charbel, a bright light was seen surrounding his tomb, and when his tomb was then opened, his body did not know corruption. And a few days later, a stream of blood flowed out of his body. In the year 1950, his tomb was opened again, and his body was seen to have appeared like the body of a living person. It was still intact, incorrupt. Later again, in 1965, his body was still incorrupt when his tomb was opened. But when the grave was opened again in 1976, the body had finally decomposed, with only his skeleton remaining. This means that his body remained incorruptible for about 67 years after his death. Wow. Saint Charbel is known amongst the Lebanese Christians for his miraculous healing on them and for answers to prayers, especially prayers said at the tomb of Saint Charbel, which was located at the monastery St. Maron. He is also known for uniting Christians and Muslims. His most famous miracle is that of Nohad el-Shami, a 55-year-old lady who had known healing through intercession to Saint Charbel. She received this message from Saint Charbel as she gained healing. Charbel had said, "I did the surgery to let people see and return to faith. I now ask you to visit the hermitage on the 22nd of every month and attend Mass regularly for the rest of your life." People now gather at that hermitage of Saint Charbel at Anaya on the 22nd of every month, praying, fasting, and participating in the celebration of the Eucharist. Like Saint Charbel, our life and works can be used always to reflect God's love. Through our faith, we are called to portray the light of Christ in season and out of season, wherever we find ourselves. The date of his canonization is 9th of October 1977. It was by Pope Paul VI. The color of the day is white. What we offer the saints is veneration. Peace be with you. I'm Father Chris, Vox Fidei.
Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in.
Vox Fidei, God is in